August of last year, I wrote an open letter to Ripple president Monica Long. And listen, I don't think she's going to respond to me. This is a president of a multi-billion-dollar company. But I didn't know what else to do. I had heard the XRP Ledger Foundation was closing down, and this is vitally important to a global and decentralized ecosystem. It might not be the most exciting topic to some people out there, but it is probably one of the most important topics. So I put my thoughts on X. I addressed it to Monica, and to my surprise, both Ripple President Monica Long and David Schwartz took time out of their day to respond to that post. Not just for me, but for all of us. So we would know, at least what everyone knew at that time, that yes, the XRP Ledger Foundation was closing down. And this is serious, but they were working on a replacement, something better, something that could service the needs of everyone for the very long term. They've been working hard on this, and man, it's coming together. We see the foundation currently is made up of XRPL Commons, XRPL Labs, of course, Wheatsea Wind, the biggest independent developer on the XRP ledger, wallets, dApps, you name it, Ripple, and also the Zhao DAO, the first DAO to the XRP ledger. This gives a voice. This gives the ability for the everyday person to participate in the future of this ledger. And that's what's important here. We have Ripple, of course, the big dog out there pushing forward this ledger, gaining adoption. You have the builders, of course. You always got to remember about them, but also the investors, the users, the regular folks. They also are included in this, and it's huge for this ecosystem. The biggest thing is decentralization is not just how transactions settle. It goes much beyond that, and this takes this ledger to the next level, world class. And it's interesting. I was talking to Santiago here, and I said he's one of the principals here for the Zhao DAO. I said, are you going to have a coin? And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to issue a coin for your project, and he said, no, we already have our token. Our token is XRP. And what's interesting, the goal of the Zhao DAO isn't just to be this DAO. They're not looking to sell you coins. It is to be self-sustaining for the long term, truly independent. This is an important piece of the upcoming foundation we're going to talk more about. And also equally exciting is what makes all this possible. Well, the EVM sidechain, which is going to be absolutely huge. We see the EVM sidechain is unlike any infrastructure we've seen in the past. We've seen with XRP Ledger, new features coming. Everyone gets excited. What really comes of it? It's something that maybe people will use in the future, but it's not huge adoption. I'm telling you, people are lined up out the door to build amazing projects on the XRP ledger, like nothing we have seen, and they're all leveraging this EVM sidechain. And the Zhao DAO is just like that, being able to do things on the XRP ledger you could not have before. We're going to dig into this. What I would ask you, please, down below in the link comment in the description, go to Zhao DAO's X profile, give them a follow for me if you could. That'd be really important. It just is kicking off getting followers, but there's going to be huge updates coming out of that. And we're going to go over the foundation, the Zhao DAO, a lot of stuff, because this is so important for long-term and sustainable value, because there's a diverse amount of interest on this blockchain, from builders to investors to, of course, Ripple. Everyone needs to be part of this future, and that's what they are building. Monica Long, stuck to her word. David Schwartz, Wheatsea Wind, all of these people that are creating this future, they told us they were going to get this fixed up, and they did, and they are doing so in a big way. It's exciting to see here. Ripple moves to end the lawsuit with the SEC. They filed a supplemental letter backing its motion for settlement here. They commit to full legal compliance, even if the injunction is lifted. So it's kind of like this stupid injunction you're enjoined from breaking the law in the future. It's literally like, hey, we're going to follow the law, people. We don't want to end up back in court. We expect to get a ruling here soon. And in a lot of ways, this is more about Ripple than the XRP ledger. but we still care. We don't want the biggest builder on the XRP ledger trying to, bring people on chain, having this injunction that may scare away people. We don't want that. We want to be on an even playing field, and the judge should grant this. This doesn't change your motion. Everything she said was a security violation, still is after this settlement. They're not claiming, we didn't do anything. They're saying we broke the law inadvertently. We're going to pay the fine, but just bring this down to a reasonable level that doesn't impede us into the future. She should allow that. Let's hope she does, and quickly as well. Is this going to mark the final chapter in Ripple versus the SEC? I sure hope so, and I'm sure you do as well. Nick from Encash Official saying, I think this space really underestimates what can happen in just 12 months, very short amount of time, with an economy the size of the US accelerating and integrating this technology. Prepare for violent waves of adoption. Mass adoption and trillions on chain could happen faster than any of us think. He's absolutely correct. And this is the interesting part. It's not just the US. Yeah, the US is coming a long ways. We went from being combative to actually, encouraging people to build and to invest in blockchain. That's part of it, but it's also a global thing. We see now China saying, oh no, here comes the US. We need to contend with that to make sure the yuan is on an even playing field. Everyone's going to be adopting this technology. This is the future. You can't hold back progress. Now is the time. Major European bank endorses Bitcoin, and watch, it's not just going to be Bitcoin, it's going to be the broader crypto market. But as of now, Spain's second largest bank, BBVA, is now telling its clients to allocate up to 7% of their portfolio into Bitcoin. That's a big number there. I doubt we'll see going forward 7% of people's portfolio going into just crypto in general. But, maybe they're going to be a little more aggressive here. BBVA Switzerland is officially advertising private banking clients to buy Bitcoin. And that was the thing. We had all of these ETFs roll out, and a lot of the advisors, they weren't pushing this product. Not yet. And it's just starting to. So all those inflows you see coming into crypto, there's going to be a heck of a lot more as these advisors, as these funds get ready to pitch this to their client, figure out how they're going to approach this. Now, again, I don't expect most to go 7%, but, it's going to be a significant amount of money that comes, soaring into this space. This isn't just another bank offering access. This is a formal investment. This is formal investment guidance. TradFi is turning to crypto, and we're going to see it with direct token investments. And then also we're going to see it with, crypto companies, people like Circle, Ripple someday, different companies that are beyond just your mining and your exchanges. You're going to see a just transformation in this space. Cardano. Cardano now wants to start a crypto wealth fund. I want to know what you think about this. The idea is to come to sell some of Cardano's treasury ADA and then invest it in stable coins and then also Bitcoin. And the idea, I guess, is, you can roll that back into more ADA in the future is kind of how it's being pitched. I could understand selling ADA to pay developers to build out, infrastructure, but I don't think it's a good look. Not to me, at least. Maybe I'm missing something here, but I don't think it's a good look for them to sell ADA to invest in other assets. To me, it's mind numbing, and I don't like this idea one bit. You should be saying ADA is going to be the fastest growing asset on the planet. That's what you want the Cardano team to think. Whether it's true or not, you want them to say, we have the best, it's going to grow the fastest. And unless we're using it to build infrastructure, onboard people, build things out, we ain't selling ADA for nothing. That's the attitude I want from, projects I invest in. I don't know. Let me know what you think, though. Maybe it's smart. Maybe it'll give them more stability. You let me know. Kraken, they're launching an ETH layer 2. And different than Coinbase, they had the base layer 2. They're going to have their own token here. And Kraken's layer 2 network is officially launched, and the token is called INK. Its newly found INK Foundation is supposed to be independent of Kraken. I doubt it. It's probably fully funded by Kraken. It's not going to be totally independent, but whatever. It'll have 1 billion coins. It's built on the Optimism stack. I remember. I thought I was going to make so much money from Optimism. I'm sure I still will make some. But there are so many layer 2s out there. And then you have Coinbase's base, also built on the Optimism stack, that's going to cannibalize some of that. It's really kind of turned into a dud here. No governance powers. Those governance powers will stay with Optimism. First use case, Aave-powered liquidity protocol. This isn't just a layer 2. It's part of the Optimism superchain with real DeFi and institutional backing. You're going to see more of this. Again, Kraken's a big player, and I'm sure they'll have success here. It's just like, how many layer twos do we need within the Ethereum ecosystem? We're going to find out because they're going to keep rolling them out. That's for sure. JP Morgan making their jump here. We knew that was going to happen. They want to bring banking on chain. They're going to launch the JP Morgan stablecoin, JPMD. It's a it's a stable coin that's going to run on a permission blockchain. Is this what the market wants? No, I'm sure they'll bully some of their partners into using it. We'll have to see what this matures into. Of course, JP Morgan is a giant within this space. Maybe they get some adoption, but I'm not so sure this is the approach that one should take. Lastly, Charles, he's telling us, look, the major part of this bull run is going to happen within the next 6 to 9 months. Let me know what you think. Is it coming sooner than that? Is it going to take longer? What's your estimates here? As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.